So, one thing that I want you to know that first, some of your thoughts are actually not yours. So this might sound crazy. Some of your thoughts are actually not yours. What do you mean? It's in my head. I think of it, of course it's mine. But listen, some of your thoughts are formed by others, are formed by society, are formed by what society thinks, are formed by how your parents think, are formed by how your parents react to you, react to your success, are formed by how your peers treat you, how your peers react to your success, um, are formed by the environment around you. So, for example, you think that I'm not good enough because whenever you have like a small win, your parents don't appreciate you for that, and your classmate they don't appreciate you for that. So you think to yourself that my small win doesn't matters. That is that is an example of you are not your negative thoughts. And sometimes your negative thoughts aren't yours, they are formed by the environment you're in, your loved one's reaction, and reactions to all of your problems and what the people around you has to say. So let's get real. Most of us were never taught how to deal with negative thoughts. In our family, like it's very rare to see a family that has like a weekly meeting for family members, and then we sit together and then we talk about the challenges that we face today, and so mom and dad could help us tackle our challenges. No, especially if it's a mental challenge. No, that's a thing that is so rare and it's so beautiful, but it's so rare. I've never seen many family does that. So, most of us were never taught how to deal with negative thoughts. My school has an office for like unstable for students with something going on in their mental health. They could go and talk to the teacher there. But the thing is that the barrier that society, that classmates have created. So, for example, if a student come to that office and if someone see that student, then they're gonna make fun of that student, like, oh, so you're having some issues, huh? So you need someone to talk to. So you're desperate. You don't have any friends. You have to talk to the teacher. And some of the teachers are really mean too. They're gonna mock you. In my school, that happened. They're gonna mock you when something happened and you don't fit their what they're having in mind. They're gonna mock you. So it's what society thinks that really affects how we react to having negative thoughts, and we either push them down or just ignore it. Yeah, ignore it completely, or we drown them out. Netflix binge. Just eat the feelings out. And that's not healthy. I used to do that too. That's not healthy at all. Or we let all negative thoughts spiral out of control. Like I used to have a time. There was a time when I was dealing with my negative thoughts and I just can't sleep at night. It just, in my head. and I have to play some frequencies, some meditation frequencies, and do some like breath work thing to go to sleep. So, here is the hard truth. The hard truth. Ignoring negativity doesn't make it go away. It just makes it come back stronger. So instead of trying to force yourself into a fake positive vibes only, you know, like you're broken, but you just have to fake it till you make it, and you think that when you're faking being happy, then you're going to be happy. No, that doesn't work like that. That doesn't work with negative thoughts. Instead of instead of that, do the inner work. So, um, what do I mean when I say do the inner work? Let's get into the step by step on how to tackle it. So, to tackle the negative thoughts, you have to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the negative thoughts. Know that the negative thoughts are in your head, and not like denying it, not pushing it down, not drowning it out, or not, yeah, you know what I mean. When a negative thought appears in your mind, you don't push it down, you don't pretend like it didn't happen, you don't, you don't drown it out. No, you sit and you take a deep breath, and then you take a piece of paper, you write it down. So, the key here is you have to acknowledge. So, for example, I'm sitting here, I'm doing my homework, but then a negative thought pops up. The key here is don't pretend like it didn't happen, you know? Sit there, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. Say to yourself, I am facing a negative thought. Say that to acknowledge the fact that you are having a negative thought, so that you don't push it down, so that you don't drown it out, Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you are having a negative thought. And then the thing that I do is I take a piece of paper. I take a piece of paper and then I write that negative thoughts down. It's like brain dump, because I don't know for you, but for me, the negative thoughts always come in pack. It was never one thought at a time. It was like a lot of negative thoughts coming all at once. So I pull up my journal. I write every negative thoughts in that journal. Write it down. It's like a brain dump. What you are thinking, you write it down. Or if you don't like writing, you could just type on your computer like me. Yeah, I type on my computer more than I write, because I only write when it's related to schoolwork. I know that's not an ideal thing to do, and I'm working on that. So, the next thing to do is gently say to yourself, okay, this thought is here. I see it. And there is a thing that I already talked about in the last episode. I think that I talked about it in the frequency or affirmation episode. So, you got all of your negative thoughts laid out. Okay? And the thing that I did, I don't know about you, you could do it in a different way. But the thing that I did is that I copy and I paste my brain dump on ChatGPT, because that is a very common thing for ChatGPT to be your personal assistant and your friend as well in modern days. I paste it onto ChatGPT, and then um, I'm gonna say my problems right there, and I'm gonna say, so I'm facing this and that, and I'm gonna uh enter. So it's gonna generate a response. It's gonna be like, okay, that's okay. You don't have to worry about that. It's gonna like comfort you somehow. So after that comfort, you type down onto ChatGPT, what question can I ask myself? What question can I ask myself to reframe these thoughts? And the questions that I always use is first, is this thought entirely true? So if you don't want to use ChatGPT, just answer this question into your journal. First, are the thoughts, are my negative thoughts entirely true? Is it 100% true? Of course it's not. If I think I'm a loser, I'm never gonna get to Yale. Of course it. Of course that is not possible. That is impossible. I don't know if I will. I mean, if we are in a place of negativity, then you're gonna be like, I don't know if I'm gonna get into Yale or not. So I'm thinking that I don't know if I'm gonna get into Yale or not, and somehow something made me think that I'm not enough, and I will never do anything great, and I won't ever get into my dream school. First, that thought is not entirely true because I'm not even sure, and no, like nothing proves that point. Nobody can know if I'm gonna get into that school or not. Nobody knows. No one knows. Only the universe. Only God knows. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get into my dream school or not. You don't know. We don't know. But the universe knows, and God knows. So, first answer the question, is that thought 100% true? 100%. I'm not talking 99.99%. I'm talking 100%. Just ask yourself, if you could bet your whole life on it, would you bet? No, you wouldn't. Second, what evidence can prove that negative thoughts? What evidence? What evidence says that I'm never gonna get into Yale? What evidence says it? Even though right now I don't have a perfect essay, but who says that 7 days later I'm not gonna have a perfect essay? Who's gonna say that? What evidence supports that? Nothing. Exactly, nothing. Nothing at all. So, so nothing supports that. 3. If that's not 100% true and nothing supports that, then what is there to worry about? Okay? Because one thing that I've talked about in the previous episodes are that you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what's going to happen, but God knows. The universe knows. So that's why we need to have faith. We need to place our trust in God. We need to place our trust in the universe because they know what is going to happen. Our future are written the moment that we give out the affirmations to the universe. I don't know if that term is correct or not, but we don't know. I don't know, you don't know, but the universe knows and God knows. So we need to have faith. have faith, trust in God, trust in the universe, because God, or some, if you're not Christian, then the universe, they don't want bad things for us. Trust me, God or the universe always brings good things to us. Trust that. Because, you call God your father. Will your father want something bad to you? No. The universe is like the ultimate, the ultimate is everything. The universe. The universe doesn't want something bad happen to you because the universe is so big, it's so powerful, and it's so why would the universe want something bad to happen to you? So, I don't know. We don't know. Just trust, have faith. And after that, you should type on ChatGPT. Write me affirmations. Because when you are done asking questions, you're gonna write down the affirmations. For example, you think that I'm never gonna be successful. I'm just a failure. All my friends are this or that, and I'm still this and that. You're gonna write down affirmations. My path to success is different, and I embrace it. Or I trust in divine timing. Just, affirmations like that. And when you're done with the affirmations, you're gonna take a break from what you are doing. You're not gonna do it anymore. You're gonna go onto Spotify and you are going to play some guided meditation for 5 and 10 minutes and just sit there, inhale, exhale, and then after that meditation, maybe you could go for a walk or buy something to eat, for example, a salad if you don't, if you are cutting sugar in your diet. Buy a salad, eat it, make yourself feel good, a drink, a cup of water. Do something to make yourself feel good. Remind yourself that a thought is just a thought. A thought is not a fact. Okay, and there is a very interesting method that I read on the internet, and it actually helped a lot with me. So, anytime that you are criticizing yourself and you are having kind of like a negative thought, then you ask yourself, those thoughts in my head, would I say those to my best friend? Would I say those to my dearest friend? Would I say those to my child? No, I would never. I would want my child to feel great about herself, to feel confident about herself. I would never want my child to feel those, to be facing those thoughts. That's first. And secondly, if my child or my best friend, if my child has those thoughts inside her head, what would I tell her? What would I tell my child? Start treating yourself like you are your own child. I think I read on the internet and they said that that is a way to heal your inner child. And that is a way to like practice self-love. Treat yourself like you are your own kid. When you're facing negative thoughts, if your child faces that those kind of thoughts, then what will you tell them? What will you say to them? Would you take them? Would you go for a walk with them? And go for a walk with yourself. Would you buy them a milkshake? Would you? But then you buy yourself a milkshake. Would you comfort them? Then comfort yourself. You do something. You go. Will you put your child? Just go take a shower. Then go take a shower to make yourself feel good. Like do to yourself treat yourself like you are your own child. You want something that, just treat yourself, comfort yourself, do what you want at that moment to make you feel better. I'm not telling you to go and eat your feeling out, but you go and you do something to clear your mind, to make you tackle those things more efficiently, you know? And a thing that I don't think that you should go for a walk. I don't think that you should go out and do something when you are not done with acknowledging your negative thoughts, writing those down, and being nice with yourself on the inside, because if you do those things first, then you're not doing the inner work. And sometimes whenever you have negative thoughts and you just go somewhere to buy a smoothie or whatever, then that is not tackling it, you know? So those are the the last steps, but the first step will always be acknowledge and reframing it. So that is all for today's episode. At the end of the day, thoughts are just thoughts. Thoughts are not your truth. Thoughts are not your identity, and they do not have to define you. I want you to remember that you are a powerful creator. You are a radiant being, and you are a soul full of infinite potential. So, next time a negative thought pops up inside your head, I want you to remember to pause and acknowledge it, sit with it instead of reacting, reframe it with love and logic, and take one small action to shift it. Treat yourself like you are your own child. You have the power to shift your mind and shift your energy and shift your reality. And that is where the magic happens. So until next time, stay kind to yourself, keep your frequency high, and remember, you are limitless.